is Roy Jones Jr. He will be the first one in the ring, remember, because it is Prince Badi's belt that he's fighting for. That would be the NABO light heavyweight title. And he's cut down on a lot of the razzle-dazzle. His entrances are usually grand, and that's making an understatement.
Well, I think part of that may be it's pretty tough to have a grand entrance when you're on a 3-fight losing streak, but he certainly is feeling some love from this crowd. And you know, the other interesting thing, the tone has been so civil leading up to this fight. Neither fighter really trash talking, so it's been a very interesting lead up to this fight. It's all about the fight itself in many respects. But maybe not everything toned down about this.
No, he's still got his boys.
And of course, he has a production company that produces rap albums. Roy Jones is a very eclectic individual.
So Roy Jones is in the ring, and we await the arrival of Prince Badi. And while we do, we'll give you the numbers here. The Prince has been around the track also at 34 years of age. A little bit of a height advantage. The reach advantage is nebulous, not in favor of either man. And nor is the weight, but Roy Jones had more trouble making weight than Prince Badi. And so now Jones being made to wait by the Prince.
Yeah. An interesting situation to say the least. I think there's so many interesting questions swirling around Roy Jones. Among them, what Roy Jones will we see? Will he go after Badi, thinking that he's a class above? Will we see him box as we have so often seen him do? It's an interesting, those questions are part of what creates the intrigue around this fight.
Well, that's absolutely true. And I think the people at home who are watching this, who have spent money to see it, are they watching it to see a vintage performance, or are they watching it to see what he's got left?
Yeah, could be either or both. And this man wants the answer to those questions as well.
I really think it depends on which Badi. I mean, what's Badi going to do? He's got to take him out of his comfort zone.
And his comfort zone, of course, would be to stay at long range and box.
Exactly.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't say that was Alton Murkison, his longtime trainer, Roy Jones Jr.'s dad, not in the corner with him after he was in there in their last fight. Much has been written and said about that. And this is a long, long wait for Roy Jones Jr.
It absolutely is.
Longer than we would have anticipated.
I don't think it's going to make him any more nervous, but
not at this point.
No, and he's also
been around the block.
He's actually, it looks like he's kind of enjoying the crowd reacting to him and a chance to see them. I think we have a Prince sighting.
And there he is. Those are the notable wins, so you can tell, I mean, the caliber of opposition that Prince Badi Ajamu has fought, not exactly what Roy Jones has fought. He lost to Otis Grant. You saw that on his record. That fight took place in Quebec City, Quebec, and he said, quite honestly, got homered a little bit, and he's got his own contingent.
Well, I like the Prince Badi's walk-in. I can say for the record.
It's good.
It's a good walk-in.
So the Prince bringing his harem, if you will.
Yes, of course. What else would he bring?
Well, he has made his way into the ring.
This is a big fight for Prince, and he looks comfortable.
Well, he does.
Relax.
Yeah, right now he does. All right, let's go to Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Quest Arena here in Boise, Idaho, it is time for Zions's World Class Championship Boxing main event of the evening. 12 rounds for the NABO Light Heavyweight Championship. This bout is brought to you by Zions Extreme Supplements for the Extreme Athlete. Sanctioned by the Idaho State Athletic Commission, Commissioner Tom Katsalamidas, and North Idaho Commissioner Jim Groh. NABO Supervisor in attendance this evening, Rudy Paz. The Deputy Commissioner from the Commission, Jim Stone and Dan Huff. And tonight's ringside physicians are Dr. Gerald Carlson and Ray Hoofs. Your timekeeper in charge of the bell and counting for knockdowns, Connie Goins and Craig Lyle. Your three judges scoring this bout on the 10-point must system are Levi Martinez, Lynn Carter, and George Lazaris. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action from Boise, Idaho, Jerry Armstrong. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready and the fighters are ready. For the global audience of millions watching around the world, Boise, Idaho, make some noise! Are you ready? Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 175 pounds even tonight, he wears green trunks. Arguably the greatest pound-for-pound boxer in the history of the sweet science. He has compiled a remarkable professional record, 49 victories, including 38 wins coming by way of knockout, just 4 defeats. The pride of Pensacola, Florida. Here is the 5-time world champion, Roy Jones Jr. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, weighed in at 174 1/2 pounds, and tonight wears silver trunks trimmed in black. His professional record entering the ring tonight, excellent with 25 victories, including 14 wins by way of knockout, just 2 defeats, and 1 bout even. Tonight, he defends his NABO title, ladies and gentlemen, from Camden, New Jersey. Here is the boxing prince, Badi Ajamu.
Let's go, Roy. Drink. Let's go, baby. Okay, Roy, you're both professionals. I expect you to conduct yourself as such. Obey my instructions at all times. And turn around here. Like this is good, okay? Down below, no good, okay? Shake hands, guys. Let's have a great one.
Well, with that, we're going to find out what Roy Jones has, and we're going to find out what Prince Badi Ajamu has. And here we go, round 1. Jones in the green, Prince Badi in the platinum, he calls them, trunks. Badi showing a lot of head movement. Says he's got to get inside, got to work behind the jab and get out of the range of Roy Jones.
And he wants to do body work early. And right away, Jones against those ropes.
Jones just kind of covering up. This is kind of let's see what you got mode for Jones.
Well, it's pressure.
It is, and
wow.
Badi hits him a right hand. And Jones just looking for a place to catch a breath here. Not a lot of damage being done, but there was one good right hand in there.
Stylistically, though, that's not the way you think Roy Jones would handle things on the ropes. So, wow. He's getting whacked with some good body punches right now.
Badi right back on him.
This doesn't look like rope-a-dope. It really does. Maybe it is, but it doesn't look like it.
Roy Jones just kind of covering up.
Oh, he's got to make sure that he doesn't leave himself open.
Well, Prince Badi has done exactly what he told us he was going to do so far. So let's give it up for him in that regard, at least.
And Jones has allowed that to happen by backing himself right against the ropes.
There's a body shot from Jones.
Yeah, he's thrown several real good body punches, Roy Jones. But this is not the style of fight that Roy Jones Jr. wants for him.
Yeah, this is not the way that Roy wants to fight this fight.
When I say break, I want you to step back.
Jones, it should be pointed out, does not appear to be in any trouble. He is not hurt.
Come on, bang out. Come on, bang out.
But Virgil used the phrase, make it uncomfortable for Jones. And that's what, so far, what Badi has done. Jones himself, by the way, has landed some very good body shots.
Yeah, yes. Badi does give you a lot of head movement. He's a stylish fighter.
And he's blocking a lot of what Jones is throwing. And it's not hard for Badi to get on the inside. That's the part I think that's most surprising here.
Well, Jones has allowed him to do that. He's not even working behind the jab. He's just walking in.
For Prince, it has to be effective aggression.
Good body shot again by Jones.
You know, by Badi being so close, though, he's smothering a lot of those punches with Jones. Jones throwing some nice combinations, but they're not all landing. And now Jones being more active, though. Wow, Jones has thrown a lot of low punches. A lot.
But Jones' plan, obviously, is to go to the body, get those arms to drop a little bit, and then drop the wood on him. Not a bad first round, though, for Badi.
No, very close.
Sit down.
One more cup up.
Okay.
Give me some big breath. We knew that was going to happen. You see how he tied that up? I know. But see how he tied
You see the body work by Prince Badi Ajamu. And he had Roy Jones Jr. in some difficulty early in the round. But the tricky part of watching this is, in terms of who might have won the round, Roy Jones, for the second half of the round, was very effective. But this was a very rocky start for Jones. And look at the way he's trying to get himself off the ropes. That's not the way we're accustomed to seeing Roy Jones function. So this is not just rope-a-dope. This was him being bullied by Prince Badi. However, Jones was able to be much more stylish for the remainder of that round.
During the second half of that round.
In fact, I almost believe Jones won that round by being so effective in the last half.
I think you're right. So we start the second round. And again, Badi trying to bully Jones into the ropes here.
Break your time.
Now, we saw tapes in which Prince Badi, in a fight I called, can be hit with the right hand from the outside. But tonight, he's keeping his left hand very high and making it hard for Jones to hit him with that punch.
Jones said, and I don't doubt it, that he did not look at any tape of Badi.
Now, Jerry Armstrong's pretty quick to get in there and break these two, and that's not what Badi wants. He would like a little more latitude on the inside.
Yeah, yes he would, but whenever you got a guy with his hands up, you want to go to the body, bring his arms back down. I think that's what Roy is doing, trying to bring Prince's arms down, his hands down.
I think that's right. And we have seen on tape that late in fights he does get a little bit lazy with that left hand. Good right hand there, though, from Badi.
For the most part, more spacing between Jones and Badi, and that's good for Roy Jones Jr.
Stepped in, tried to drive the right hand of the body.
Badi is giving Jones only the body, and Roy Jones is trying to take it. There you see an example.
And not a bad idea.
Make no mistake, this is going to be a competitive fight. It is now, and I think it will continue to be for a while. And at some point, Jerry Armstrong has got to warn, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Roy Jones Jr., he's thrown about 6 low blows.
And Badi, you might notice every time the referee breaks them, Badi takes a long look at his corner. Good shot that time to the body by Jones.
Roy is doing some masterful body work.
You know, it's interesting. Badi actually sparred with Glenn Johnson when he was getting ready to fight Jones, emulating Roy Jones Jr. So you think that would give him a little hint about the style of Jones, and it probably has to some degree.
He's just trying to roughhouse Jones now.
Yeah.
Jones has not been hurt.
There's some of the body work, and that's important for him in these early rounds. He hasn't thrown enough body punches.
Well, the second round, very similar to the first, actually.
How you feeling?
The body work of Roy Jones Jr. has been very impressive. Now, that was a legal punch, and he has thrown a lot of them legally, so while we've complained about some of the low blows, that one right on the belt line. And he's committed to this body work, Jones. That one was a little low.
Yep.
But Badi has given him the body. He has
Body shot.
kept his hand up.
Offset that, straight down, go to the head sometimes. Okay? Try your feint. Try your feint. If them hands come up, and lay them next to his head, go through the hands, hit him. Then go down the side of bag. Oh! Round 2.
So we move along to round 3.
Now, Prince Badi came here on July 7th to train at altitude. So he's been here almost a full month. He thinks that will give him the edge as this fight wears on. So we'll find out.
And it very well could.
Yeah.
You're 2,000 feet above sea level here.
The quickness of Jones, though, is starting to tell a little bit, I think.
Roy Jones has great hand speed, as always. Doesn't move as much on his feet as he used to.
Break your tie. That's it, baby. Come on, get those hands loose.
And again, you saw Badi take a long look into his corner.
Jones is getting much better spacing now.
He is.
Occasionally he's getting driven in the ropes like this, but for the most part, he's getting enough spacing where he can throw the jab, the straight right hand, the body shots.
The uppercut from Jones.
Break your tie. Step back. Go.
While Badi wants to get on the inside, he is smothering his punches a little more than he would like.
But Jones is starting to find the range here. And you mentioned it earlier, Badi is in Jones' range.
Body's smothering his punches.
Yeah, he's not giving himself, he needs to get on the inside, but still give himself some room to punch. And he hasn't really done that.
A little short with that right hand by Jones. Jones is obviously trying to pick his shots.
Badi not jabbing his way in as much. I think the reason he's not is he's afraid to be hit with the counter right hand.
He's getting countered underneath.
Two good body shots by Jones. Clearly Jones' best round of the fight. Good right hand, two left hands just under the heart.
You may ask, why is Roy Jones looking so fluid in this fight, whereas we didn't see that so much in his last 3? Well, part of it, in truth, is Badi, while he's ranked 6th and 7th by a couple of organizations, is not Antonio Tarver and is not Glenn Johnson. He's 1.5 notch below those fighters. But that's not taking anything away from Roy Jones' fighting.
You got to step back when I said break. You're hanging on. Work.
Good body shot again from Jones. Starting to be a very methodical performance from Roy Jones.
Listen to me, baby. You letting him back into this fight, okay? You letting him back into the fight. Don't go for his bull crap. You understand me? Go out there and jump on him, make him fight. You got to make him fight. Okay, you stand there taking too many shots. No good. Okay, stop taking those shots. You got to punch when he punch. You let him get his confidence. Okay?
We've talked about the hand speed of Roy Jones and combination punching, and there you see evidence of it. And the body work, very, very effective. Roy Jones can be one of the most creative boxers offensively. And the view from up top, no less optimistic for Prince Badi, but so far Roy Jones Jr. having things his own way.
He's controlling pace. He's controlling the pace of the fight.
And I thought Buddy McGirt's advice, you got to make him fight. You got to give a little bit.
Watch the watch. Let's go. Time. Keep it nice, guys. Keep it nice.
And again, Jones the aggressor. And Jones just not letting Badi run at him as he did in the first round.
Not getting cornered quite as much, though he is here. And Jerry Armstrong always anxious to get in there. And I have to say, it's a big factor in this fight. You know, he's getting in very quickly.
Break your tie. Let's go. Get those hands loose, guys.
Quick right hand lead that time by Jones. Just a little short.
Come on, bang out. Break your time, what's behind it.
One of the things that has changed is Badi isn't jabbing his way in to get on the inside.
Right.
He was doing that a little bit earlier. Once on the inside there, he's really got to rip those shots to the body. And as we pointed out, he's not getting too much help from Jerry Armstrong in that area either.
Yeah, but he's still smothering his punches.
Yes, he is.
He needs to give himself a little bit of room and set it up with the jab.
Here's where he needs to take a half step back, just a half step.
But even if he hits him in the shoulders, in the arms, he's got to be touching them. He's got to be hitting them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And now Jones is deliberately backing himself in the corner, maybe for counter-punching purposes.
Jones is completely controlling the tempo right now. Good left hand. This strikes me as kind of a typical Roy Jones fight when he's fighting a guy who's not about to fight back.
Yeah, or who isn't quite on his level in terms of skill.
Right.
It's a warning, okay?
Prince just hit him low.
Oh, stay there. You okay? Walk it up. You okay? Okay. Work, baby. We'll take the bullshit, boys.
Prince isn't even trying to use a feint.
Let's go.
Now,
when he's just trying to walk him down, walk him in there, and then.
And you know, we've seen Prince Badi in other fights throw body shots with real conviction. It's not happening so much now. See, the referee is in so quickly. He's gonna warn Badi, but that's Jerry Armstrong's fault. That's not Badi. He's punching. Let him punch.
Very effective round for Jones.
Definitely. I think the body shots are starting to take their toll.
Put your mouthpiece. Come on, Prince. You're letting them steal this from you, Prince. You're letting them steal this from you, baby. You got to fight this guy, man. You can't sit there and play those pity pack games with him, Prince. You hear me?
Back to the ropes. Come out to your right, baby. Okay, don't move straight back. He got to turn to you and sit on him. Don't give him nothing after
you. You got to fight this guy, man.
Even though he's too many shots. I don't want him to take a chance.
Okay, well, see some of the body shots. You see him come and punch. Okay? You got to fight this guy, man. Make it a dog fight.
So here we go now, round 5. Jones has taken control of the fight. They want Badi to get in there and fight him.
Stop. Roy, you cannot measure with that. You got to either be jabbing or hooking. You got to be jabbing or hooking. So don't just hold that out. Yeah. Work. Work. Yes.
Roy Jones,
I'm not even
a little dialogue.
Well, Roy Jones isn't sure what Jerry Armstrong's trying to tell him, and I'm not sure what Jerry Armstrong is trying to tell him. I really don't know. Armstrong gets in so quickly when they get in those clinches that nobody can do anything.
And that time, again, Badi just lunged at him, and he got the worst of it.
Let's go. Let's go. Badi, you're holding on to the rope. Stop it. Work.
Well, the one thing that I think Roy Jones Jr. and Prince Badi can agree on, they both have had arguments with Jerry Armstrong.
Yeah.
They're both have issues with his refereeing right now.
Get those hands loose inside.
Now, Jones has been a little less active in this round.
That was a good shot, too.
He's just sitting there picking his shots. Body's not jabbing.
Yeah, I agree, Virgil. He's not jabbing his way. And then Badi, when he gets inside, is not throwing body shots with conviction.
No.
Jones is laying on the ropes almost exclusively in this round, though, and conceivably could give a round away that way.
Jones misses with a right hand lead. But he's just pot-shotting him.
And in the center of the ring, Roy Jones completely controls things. Frustration for Badi right now.
Yeah, he looks totally frustrated. He doesn't know what to do.
Break your time, let's go. Go, baby. Good break, good break.
Good body shot from Jones.
Jones commented after the punch. As if to say, that was really nice. He's doing commentary as well. He's done that.
Yeah, that's what it really was. It was really nice.
Jones says he has a one-year plan to fight for a year, get back, and win a light heavyweight championship. And he believes this is the first step in it. And so far, so good for him.
Well, I still feel he needs the defining fight. Now, who that fight's against, I don't know. But I think for his legacy, and I think he's a wonderful fighter, but great fights make great fighters.
Baby. You gotta let your hands go. Sit back, baby, sit back. Take a deep breath. Sit back and take a deep breath. Lay back.
Got a cramp.
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Relax.
Well, Roy Jones, when he has things going his own way, has been known to add a dash of flamboyance to things, and there he goes, strutting away. And he was very, very effective. Now there, Badi kind of did some awkward activity. Here's where he really got a stern warning about holding, and rightfully so, from Jerry Armstrong.
We come to round number 6, and it has been very lopsided since the first round.
You know, Prince Badi is ranked 6th by the WBC, 7th by the WBO, and 11th by the IBF. And I say that right now for a reason. As you watch this fight, you could easily, and there's the scoring, it's a shutout, you could easily infer that part of the reason Roy Jones Jr. is doing well is because Prince Badi is an inferior opponent. No, he is not the best light heavyweight on the planet, Prince Badi, but he is ranked in the top 10 by several organizations. So toward that end, you can infer what you want. Not that rankings always make the fighter. They frequently don't.
Well, I would think that anybody would want to fight Roy Jones Jr. Just because all they have to do is take a look at the Antonio Tarver fights and the Glenn Johnson fights. I mean, he's not the infallible figure that he might once have been.
No, he's not, but it's different looking on the outside in. When you step in there, all of a sudden, it's a lot different.
No question.
And you made the point, Virgil. You have to be in there with his hand speed, punches like that, to realize what they're like. And Glenn Johnson and Antonio Tarver, we know, are two extraordinarily good light heavyweights. Yes, Tarver had his issues with Hopkins in this last fight, but they're good fighters. This body work, I think, is having a big impact on Badi right now.
Yeah, he's just wearing Badi down now.
And now Badi not really wanting to put on the kind of pressure he did early in the fight. He's much more timid, and when he gets on the inside again, there's not much happening.
I'm ready. Take a step back. Let's go. Fight inside, guys. Let's go.
And Jones scoring almost at will now.
And enough foot movement from Roy Jones, even in what is not a very big ring, to give Badi lots of problems.
That could have been a problem.
Stop. That was low. That's 2 warnings. 2 warnings.
Prince is trying to do whatever he can do. He's so frustrated, he hasn't. He just doesn't know how to combat.
Talk to us, baby. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Come on, baby. You're smothering yourself. Relax. Relax, baby. Relax.
Here's where Badi lands a punch very low, and that was extraordinarily low. And Roy Jones immediately looking, and a second that came pretty low too. So some frustration, as Virgil Hill pointed out, for Badi.
I know. I don't want you to come out relaxed. I got you. If you let you move, I got you. Okay, good. Moving to the left is the best. Move to the right and start winging them overhand right. Stop pulling. Move to your left more. Don't move to the right. He wing them right hand a lot that way.
Well, I'd say if anybody's concerned about the conditioning of Roy Jones, he seems absolutely, it looks to me like he could fight 20 rounds tonight.
Yeah, we questioned, he even alluded to the issue of making weight, suggesting it was a problem, but right now, no evidence of that. And we could see Badi backing off, not looking to apply that constant pressure. Part of that is because he's taking such hellacious body shots and head shots as well from Jones.
Well, I mean, Roy's fighting comfortable.
And not really being pressed right now. And the limitations of Badi, and we saw them when we looked at the tapes, he's a decent fighter who probably deserves a ranking somewhere near the bottom of the top 10 or a little bit below it, but he has some limitations, and those limitations against a Roy Jones who's performing as we expect him to perform, those limitations will create a bad situation. Another low blow by Badi.
Yeah, that's going to cost him
a point. Should be taken away.
The last thing he needs.
1 point. 1 point. 1 point.
Roy just looked at me and said he's going to knock him out.
He might.
He very well might. His body doesn't get disqualified.
Yeah.
Keep him up, baby. You too, Roy.
Boy, that's
fast.
too good.
Yeah.
What's impressive here about Jones is that he stays off the ropes. He's doing things he didn't do in the Tarver fights and the Johnson fight. He's hitting, circling away from the ropes. He's doing all the things that we are accustomed to seeing Roy Jones Jr. do.
Slipping an uppercut, dropped an overhand right in.
Wow.
And it was another low blow.
He's going to get disqualified at this juncture. If this keeps up, one more and he will be disqualified.
I don't want to have to take any more. Break, you're tied. Let's go.
That was a great shot. And he's just busting him up. I'd really be interested in knowing the connect percentage of Roy Jones. He has not missed a lot of punches tonight.
He's been very, very accurate. And the body punches especially have been just fantastic. And he's landed some good left hooks and rights to the head. Interestingly, I thought the Jones right hand might land more in this fight. That's about the only punch I'm surprised hasn't landed as much as we thought.
Break, break, break.
Well, he really hasn't had to utilize it.
No. And Badi's kept his left hand so high that it hasn't been able to get in.
Stop. Stop.
And again, a lot of frustration on the part of Prince Badi. And a lot of all the stuff that has brought Roy Jones this far going on in his corner.
Sit down. Come on, sit down, baby. Give me the water. Anybody got the water? Prince, you got to get the battle, baby. Okay, stop hitting them low, man. Stop hitting them low. That's all right. Don't hit them low, baby. Push them off you, but don't hit them low.
Well, Buddy McGirt frustrated this fighter. That was a very low blow by Badi. And then later on in the round, after Jones had landed some punches, there was another low blow. And then this second one, that's the one that really, I think, was so blatant and obvious. And that's where Jerry Armstrong had to take another point away. So Prince Badi almost, it looks like, doing this all out of frustration. He does not look like a fighter right now that wants to be there.
No, he does not. Jones has just systematically broken him down.
The thing is, you want to put on a good show. You want to do your very best. You don't want to go out with a disqualification.
There's the scoring. It is more than a shutout. I made that round 10-7 with the 2 points deducted in the last round. You know, Roy Jones, a very eclectic man, a rap production house, still plays basketball with a semi-pro team down in Florida. He's an avid outdoorsman, wants to come back here and hunt and fish. He has many, many interests in that. It has many people questioning whether he could focus himself for a fight. Whatever you want to say, however you want to put it about Prince Badi, Roy Jones Jr. was focused and ready for this fight.
No question about it. Absolutely no question. That is a question that was absolutely answered.
And it would strike me that the other thing that might give Roy Jones fans and Roy Jones hope that he could still compete at the highest levels of the light heavyweight division is the way he's performing, Virgil. These are excellent combinations.
It's vintage Roy. I mean, it's not Roy of, 7 years ago.
No.
Take a step back.
But we see remnants of that. We see it in flashes, and that in and of itself is pretty good.
He's really been businesslike tonight.
Yep.
You know, I think a lot of the showbiz stuff is kind of on the back burner, at least for the moment. I think he's really been efficient. He's had the answer to everything that Prince Badi has given him.
Go. Work out. Get those hands loose. Break your time. Let's go.
He was saying, Badi was telling us that you have to change up. You have to give Jones a lot of different looks. And I haven't seen too many different looks from Badi, but every look that he has given Jones, Jones has had the answer.
Yeah, well, theoretically, that's right, but you got to be able to do it.
Break. Break.
And Jones is not letting him.
Keep the punches up. They're getting a little bit low, guys. Let's go.
Jones just pot-shotting him, scoring with everything. I mean, every punch virtually that Jones throws lands. Another huge
Badi
blow.
is asking to be disqualified. It's crazy.
One more time. That was right down in the it was down in the crotch. Point. 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 Over there. You better watch it one more time. Work.
So one more low blow, and Jerry Armstrong will disqualify Jones. Or rather, disqualify Badi, I beg your pardon.
Roy Jones has almost been used by this during the course of the league. 'Cause a lot of those punches have been in a place where they haven't hurt him, but still, they're illegal.
Well, it is an old-fashioned whooping. He's saying, I can't breathe.
Well, it's too late for that.
Well, the picture that's emerging here, based upon what Badi said in the corner and what we're about to see now, is a fighter who I think would like to have this fight be over with.
Yes.
He's frustrated, and we didn't get to see the low blows, but there were low blows, probably intentional. And we'll take a look at the low blow. I mean, that's so obvious. And the referee's right there. So, you know, there's no spin doctor on earth could possibly make the argument for Badi that was by accident.
Well, Badi does not want to be here for the start of round 9. Roy Jones has just completely broken him down.
You know, he's saying he can't breathe, but when you're in the heat of the battle, I mean, you got to suck it up. You got to bite down. This is your opportunity. You got to make the best of it.
And, you know, from Badi's standpoint, a performance that meant something here, even in losing, could have vaulted him, but it hasn't really been a good one for him. He looked decent in the first round, and from that point on, he has not been able to get anything done. And it starts to now raise the questions about if Roy Jones continues to perform like this the rest of the fight, which you would anticipate. Is he a player in the light heavyweight division again? Yes, he is, because he beat a guy in the top 10 and would be ready, I think, for yet another top 10 fighter who is better than Badi. That would lead potentially to some kind of title shot.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any question but that he's ready. I mean, this is as good as I've seen him be, and I recognize that the caliber of opponent might not be up there with some of the best guys he's fought, but he's been incredibly sharp. He's obviously absolutely fit.
Yeah, and that's the key thing. He's very sharp, very precise. Everything he sees, he hits.
Now, obviously, a fighter, let's say, like a Glenn Johnson, who's very good at attacking, coming forward, getting in these kinds of positions and then throwing lots of punches, may have been a different story tonight. We don't know. There's no way to tell that. We won't know it until Roy Jones gets into the ring with a fighter like a Johnson, if not Johnson himself.
Chopping right hand from Roy Jones.
Great combination to the body by Jones. That's the other thing.
You could hear it too.
You don't hold his head, okay? That's the second time. Go.
It's been an ugly fight in some respects when they're on the inside, and obviously Jerry Armstrong's been extraordinarily active, sometimes excessively so, sometimes not.
That one's straight a little low from Jones.
It is interesting. When's the last time you saw this many body punches thrown collectively by two men?
That's true.
Let's keep up. Keep up.
Final 10 seconds of round 9.
Break your time. Stop.
Well, Badi made it through round 9.
Yeah, he did.
Maybe he caught his second win.
That's how you gotta bite down. You gotta bite down. Don't give up on yourself. You understand? Okay? Don't worry about it. Okay? Listen. Let Leon grab you. Let him. Don't blow. I got you. I got you. Relax. Sit back.
What? A little bit more? What? Water on the head. Oh, water on the head. Okay.
Well, you were getting a little low on that left hook. A little low. Bring him up.
So round 10 upcoming, and you've still got it very lopsided.
I don't know how you could conceivably have it much different than this. Round 1 was a close round, and that was the only one that was close. And beyond that, with all the point deductions, creating that lopsided score.
Fight this something. You understand?
Seconds out.
Don't smother yourself. Let them hands go.
Seconds out.
You gotta fight down.
Hey!
You gotta make it a dog fight.
We got the Boise River here.
Well, Jerry Armstrong still has a sense of humor, I'll give him that.
Yeah, he does. This is round 10. It is a 12-round fight. It has been very lopsided since the opening round.
No talking. No jiving.
Well, the 9 weeks of training that Roy Jones Jr. says was his most focused training camp and best in a while appears to have prepared him very well for this fight. You know, there are still, though, Roy Jones Jr. does do things, and we've talked about this, that are fundamentally incorrect. When he backs up, he keeps his hands low. It cost him against Johnson and Tarver. Isn't costing him tonight. He's still doing it. Part of the reason it isn't is because Badi isn't able to take advantage of it. I'm not going to throw a lot of damp water on this performance by Jones, but clearly there are still some issues that against a world-class fighter may bedevil him because he's won mostly on athletic skills, not so much on technique.
Yes, I agree. He just has unbelievable hand speed, and for the average fighter, he just can't combat.
Yeah, and tonight's an example of that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Virgil.
And Roy Jones was told not to hold his hands out, as he was warned once before by Jerry Armstrong. And Jones, you mentioned this earlier, Al, he has no idea what Jerry's talking about.
No, and part of the problem is, part of it in Jones's defense is kind of a defensive mechanism against the smothering and head of Badi. Now, Jones is being driven to the ropes more now, but Badi is not really being effective in there when he gets Jones on the ropes.
Jones digging another left hand to the body.
Prince has totally went away from the jab.
Now cut over the right eye of Badi. And it looks to be a pretty serious cut.
Break your time, let's go.
And I think Badi took a long look at his corner once again.
Break your time, watch the head, watch
You know, Barry's been doing that the whole fight.
Yeah, he has.
Well, we're in round 10, and Roy Jones is still throwing very good combinations. Now, he's not being pressed, but still, he's doing it.
Good uppercut a moment ago by Jones.
How low can you keep your hands and not get hit?
Yeah.
That's staggering.
All right, baby, all right. 2 more rounds, we're going to the 11. All right, going to the 11. Give me down the water bottle, man. All right, there you go. Come on, dog. Come on. Come on, calm down. Calm down. I got you. Calm down. Come here. Hang all right? Keep playing.
The shutout continues.
There's no way to give Badi any of these rounds, really.
Looking good. Being safe.
I mean, Jones is obviously in impeccable shape. He's not breathing heavy, just kind of talking in his corner.
He's very comfortable.
Yeah, he is. Really to his credit.
Longtime trainer Alton Murkison, who's been with him virtually for a long time, not quite from the beginning, but for a long, long time in his career, and they have a comfortable relationship. And much was made of his dad coming into the corner for the last fight. Is not there now, and was some turmoil as a result of it. But right now, it's a calm corner, and Jones is functioning, as you said, Barry, in a very efficient way. And lest we say that, of course, Roy Jones Jr.'s dad worked with him as an amateur and through his early days,
right.
and no matter what, was a big part of Roy Jones learning how to fight. But it wouldn't be the first father-son relationship in boxing that hit a snag.
There haven't been too many good ones, have there?
It's difficult to make it work.
My father was my trainer, and after I turned pro, he was not.
And that happens in many cases, yeah.
Break your time. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, Prince. One step back. Take a step back. Work.
Well, now it's a question of survival here for Prince Badi.
And the boxing community will view this and collectively make its determination. How much was Roy Jones Jr. being excellent and how much was Badi not? I think it was a little of both, but it was probably a little more of Roy Jones Jr. fighting very well. He didn't change some of the fundamental mistakes he makes, but in the old days he made those fundamental mistakes and people didn't get to him. And what's appropriate is we've seen enough lateral movement, enough hand speed, enough combinations to tell us the way he's performing at least resembles the old Roy Jones.
That right eye of Prince Badi is quite bad now. It's swollen and bleeding.
That was a nice crafty left hook on the inside by Jones, showing his hand speed as Badi came in.
But, you know, again, and I don't want to take anything away from Jones' performance either, but he still does those little things like dropping his hands at his side, that if you don't fix it now, all of a sudden you can't fix it when you're in there against somebody who
he'll never fix it. He's never fixed it. And he's won by reflexes and speed. He's doing it tonight, again, against Badi. So those issues will certainly, at age 37, continue to haunt him. He just has to hope that his hand speed and his combinations will get the other guy before the other guy gets him.
Prince, the last round, baby. Water bottle, water bottle. Nice deep breath. Okay, listen, baby, you gotta go out, you gotta go to war this round. You gotta let it all hang loose, Prince. You can't let him sit there and pot shot you. Okay, you can't let him pot shot you.
Last round, guys. Set you up.
Okay, you can't let him pot shot you. Drink this, don't spit it out. Okay, drink it. Let's go, baby. You gotta let your hands go, Badi. Don't let this the last round, baby. You gotta go to war with him. Let's go.
Well, Buddy McGirt has become a cheerleader, obviously, and part of that is because what his man needs now is motivation to try desperately to make something work against Roy Jones. He has not been as aggressive as they want, and he hopes something can work. Virgil, when you look at Roy Jones Jr. now, do you see a man who can compete with the top light heavyweights as they exist?
Yeah, I really do. I mean, his last fight, I thought he performed real well. The only thing he didn't do was throw punches. He could have totally changed the complexity of what happened in that fight. But yeah, he can. He's got unbelievable hand speed. It looks like he's got his, his eye together.
Doing a little matador number and mugging for the crowd.
And I think the big thing for Roy, he's having fun. It looks like he's having fun.
Now,
the hand speed again, right
yeah,
there.
and he's willing to throw those uppercuts from way outside, very dangerous, but he gets away with those kind of things, and he's getting away with them tonight. Can he do this against other top light heavyweights? That's the question that we presume will be answered sometime in the coming months, because Roy Jones says he wants to continue and he's looking for another shot at a world title. So we'll see him again, obviously, based on this performance.
I really think it depends on who he's fighting.
Yeah, obviously. Fighters that can be aggressive and land those punches in the weigh-in might give him more trouble.
Inside of 1 minute remaining in this fight. It has not been a pretty thing, especially through the eyes of Prince Badi Ajamu.
Ooh, that's a headbutt.
Good right hand in the midst of that exchange, thrown by Roy Jones.
Let me point out that there are a lot of 168-pounders that might want to come up and face Roy Jones Jr. Kessler from Denmark, Jeff Lacey. That's a division that's talent-rich, and there might be some of those fighters that might want to come up and take a shot at him, and that might create some lucrative matches where the light heavyweights might not. So much to chew about with him, and I'm sure Benny will do it after the fight.
Jones doing a little more mugging, and it's over. It's in the books. A dominant performance against an outmatched opponent by Roy Jones.
I thought Prince was going to do a little more. He looked confident, at ease.
We certainly thought that early when he rushed Roy Jones in round one, but this man did everything right this evening and dominating his opponent over 12 rounds. And we've seen those before, that's for sure.
What's up, Kurt? Everybody in the house.
Stopping a three-fight losing streak, and in fact, of course, the fight before those three fights against Antonio Tarver, a very close one that some suggest he might have lost. So stopping a four-fight streak of not having great performances.
And Badi, on the other hand, went into it with an idea, fought him in the first round, tried to execute. About midway through the first round, Jones started to take over, and for all intent, that was the end of the fight.
Scorecard, yeah, it indicates how dramatically Roy Jones Jr. won this fight. And for Prince Badi, he has failed. Unfortunately, the legacy of his career is that he has failed when he has stepped up in class, like against the Otis Grants, the Rico Hoyes, Von Santi before that, and tonight obviously against Roy Jones Jr.
So it is in the hands of the judges, but this is one I feel very certain in. And I can't often say that in this sport.
No.
I think that 10-month layoff helped Roy.
That's interesting.
Could have, yeah. Let him get himself together, be able to make the weight.
Mentally, physically. Yeah.
I think you're right. That's what he suggested. And he suggested that the 9 weeks of training for this fight made him sharper and better prepared. And we saw plenty of evidence of that.
Well, he fought a very effective fight. I mean, he did absolutely what he needed to do. Converted with a very high percentage of his punches. Congratulations of his cast of thousands.
He does not lack for entourage. And you know, 37, yes, it's a little bit advanced for a fighter, although not completely. I have Virgil Hill sitting next to me who just won a title, and you're just on the other side of 40. But for Roy Jones Jr. as we look at Badi, that was very disappointed. Roy Jones at 37, that's not an age that looks impossible. Now, we look back at the beginning of this fight, that was a time when Badi was optimistic, and after pressing Roy Jones early, this fight changed very quickly, and once it changed, each round took on a mirror image of the last. That was the first of the low blows that started to get Badi in trouble and very nearly got him disqualified. Several points were taken away during the course of this fight, and by the time we hit the later rounds, Roy Jones was pot-shotting him and was in complete control and pitched a shutout.
At will. Here's Joe Martinez with the decision. Joe?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, for 12 exciting rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards, and we have a unanimous decision. All three judges come to the same score, 119 to 106 for your winner. And new NABO light heavyweight champion from Pensacola, Florida, Roy Jones Jr.
Well, a dominant performance, to be sure, for Roy Jones, and I guess what needs to be said is now we'll see.
Exactly, and we'll find out from him shortly what he's thinking about in the future and where he wants to go. We know he sees a light heavyweight title opportunity in his future, he hopes.
I don't think there's anybody in the light heavyweight division that has a title that wouldn't give him an opportunity.
There's money there.
Roy's still a payday.
All right, let's go to Benny Ricardo.
Roy, your 50th professional win. Yep. Assess to the world your performance tonight.
First of all, I got to take time out to thank God, my Lord and Savior, for blessing me with this opportunity to come out and do what I do. I love y'all, Pensacola in the house. Y'all already know the champ is back. You know, I just like to say that, you know, people are always going to doubt you, but when you believe in God, all things are possible. You don't pay no attention to what people tell you. My assessment of my performance, I give myself about a C.
About to see. But you came out in the first round. He came after you. And it seemed like you were going to say, you know what, I'm going to take your best shot. And then after the 6th round on, it seemed like you started to distance yourself from him.
Well, that's my fight style. You know, come out, no guys going to try to come knock me out early, try to see can they catch a lucky lick like Tarver did. See can they spook me or something. I ain't never going to be spooked. And that lucky lick stuff, that's over with too. So, I mean, you know, when God is for you, who can be against you? I mean, I just do what I do and move on. Let them come on however they want to come. I don't care.
Now, you made a quote about your idol, Muhammad Ali, saying the fact that, you know, God sometimes puts you in this predicament and you just have to accept it. And you seem to be at peace with that.
I am very much at peace with it, man. Look, nobody makes mistakes, you know. People always say, well, like last time they tried to say, well, I blame my daddy for my loss. No, I didn't. I blame me for my loss because I need to get mentally prepared and do what God, I wasn't opening my ears to understand what God was trying to tell me. But God also wanted to send me through something to see what I changed. Would I lighten up on my faith? Would I just change the person that he's made me be? And I'm not going to change. I know God is responsible for everything. Without him, I'm nothing. So it's like they can do all they want to. He can test me. People can try me. I don't care nothing about none of that. As you see, Badu is a strong puncher. But, I mean, you know, got to get me, baby. I ain't worried about nothing.
Okay, now call out to the world. Who would you like now at the age of 37 and being there? And you seem to have a great time tonight, Roy.
I did have a wonderful time. And right now, it's like whatever's the best thing for me. The boy over in England said he wants some, Joe Calzaghe. I want some of Glenn Johnson. I'll take some of Bernard Hopkins. Well, not really. He said he don't want none of me. So I'll take some. Whoever wants some of me, I'll take it. I'm just a man. I'm a champ. I got my belt. If they want to come get it, come on. I don't care what it is.
Roy Jones Jr. is back.
I don't think there's any question about that. And the saga continues, I think, is probably the bottom line. He's back, ...
And he threw out names that made sense. Joe Calzaghe up from 168. Glenn Johnson. I think everybody in boxing would be curious to see those fights.
Without a doubt. It's going to be interesting in the next few months. What's going to happen.
Well, I think it is. And I think, you know, in our earlier fight with Williams winning and saying he wants a piece of you, there might be a paycheck in there for you someplace too, huh?